The Los Angeles Times endorsed a Republican, Lanhee Chen, for California controller, which is essentially the state's financial watchdog. From the Times, Chen is, quote, the best choice for this position because he is a sharp thinker with experience analyzing large financial systems and because the controller should be as independent from the party in power as possible. Lanhee Chen with us now. I don't know. We've known each other for a long time. Not much surprises you, but did it?
Yeah, I got to say it did. Got the news very early in the morning here in California, and my phone was buzzing, and I looked over. I said, "Well, that looks like me." And the next thing you know, I'm kind of falling out of bed because I'm surprised that this is actually going on. So I was surprised, but obviously pleased. And their analysis concluded the same thing I've been arguing here on the campaign trail, which is that for this position, you need somebody who has a measure of independence from the party in power to keep an eye on spending, to make sure that taxpayers understand where their money is actually being sent and what the results of that spending are. And in California, Leland, we haven't had that. So the reality is I think the Times saw that, and that's why they made the endorsement.
All right, so California Republicans holding office 0 out of 8. One way to restore some sanity to the GOP is to elevate Republicans like Chen, who operate in the world of facts. Interesting perspective there. How much of what you're going to be facing come the general election is answering for the craziest in the Republican Party in a place that's not exactly popular?
Yeah, there is a tendency to nationalize our politics, regardless of whether we're talking about a race in California or any other state, right? It's what's happening at the national level that's drawing all the attention. The thing that I've been focused on, this, by the way, was what Glenn Youngkin was focused on when he ran for governor and won in Virginia and several others in the same state. They basically made the case, hey, listen, we're going to focus on what's happening in our own state. And in this case, I'm going to focus relentlessly on what's happening in California, the $20 billion in fraud in our unemployment insurance system, the fact that we spend $20 to $30 billion over the last several years on homelessness, only to see that problem get worse, the fact that we paid $70 million in Medi-Cal benefits in our state Medicaid healthcare program to dead people in 2019. Those are the kinds of things I'm going to be focused on. So undoubtedly, people will have all sorts of questions about everything else going on nationally. But I'm going to focus this race and what I do and what I intend to do on how I can help Californians and how I can keep this spending essentially have some responsibility for it.
It's interesting you brought up Glenn Youngkin. I interviewed him right before he got elected governor, and you could not, for the life of you, get him to say the word Trump in any interview. Disciplined and would talk about what was happening in Virginia. $68 billion budget surplus, though, in California, and now there's some people who are going to get money back. Is this simply just about trying to root out fraud?
Well, it's not just about fraud, Leland. It goes beyond that, because the question is, are we getting the kinds of results for our spending that we should be getting? As Californians, we put so much money. The state of California, the comptroller oversees the writing of $300 billion of checks a year. And if you think about where all that money goes and you look at the challenges we have, K through 12 schools, another great example. We once had the best schools in the country. Now we have schools that rank near the bottom in so many different metrics. I think the question is not just where there's fraud, and there certainly is, but really it's about helping people understand, where is this money going and is the money being spent effectively? I talk about spending smarter, Leland. That's the key here in California. How do we spend smarter given all of this money that goes out the door? So, yes, there's a ton of fraud, and the comptroller can audit any state agency at any time, which is great, a great power, a great point of leverage to have over other policymakers. But at the end of the day, it goes well beyond that. It goes to making sure that if Californians are sending their hard-earned tax dollars to Sacramento, they have some confidence that that money is being used in a way that will actually go to solving problems and not just paying off fraudsters.
Yeah. The other thing, you say transparency and fiscal responsibility. Lanhee, I had the pleasure of visiting California recently. I did not, however, enjoy filling up the gas tank. It is incredibly expensive there and has been going up over the last couple of months. And then we hear this, that the gas tax in California could get even higher. So currently, your state has the highest in the nation, 51 cents a gallon. That's the tax, compared to the national average of 31 cents. And as it goes higher, we're now talking about 53 cents per gallon in a tax. So if you were comptroller right now, how would you handle that?
Well, the first thing we need to give people is full transparency around how much this gas tax is. I propose that every single gas station pump needs to list right there, how much are you paying in taxes to the state of California, so voters and taxpayers understand exactly how much of that gallon of gas they're buying is consumed in taxes and fees. And then beyond that, we need to go one step further and say, where's all this money going? Right? All this money that's being collected by the state in gas taxes and fees, it's supposed to go improve roads and infrastructure. I will tell you, the roads and infrastructure in California are not the best in the country. So where's all this money going? We need an effective audit of that flow of funds so people in the state understand when they pay that tax money at the pump, where is that money actually going? And then fundamentally, in the long run, I think we need to look at tax reform in California. Why are we chasing businesses and people out of this state? California is losing a member of Congress. We see net out migration from this state. The reason that's happening is because middle-income families can't make it work here anymore. And part of the reason is because we have a tax system and a regulatory system that's totally out of whack.
Well, you've got your work cut out for you. It's certainly an uphill battle, but you say being a Republican may actually help you. So we'll be watching it.
Thanks very much. I appreciate it.
Talk to you on the trail.
Thanks, Lanhee.
Thanks.